What's up, Autonomics? Welcome to day 13 of the Habit Adoption Challenge. Hope it's an amazing start to your weekend. Happy Saturday, or at least a little happier than mine. My travel plans today were rained out, and my friend in the countryside was feeling sick, so I'm still here in London for the time being, and apologies for the slightly disrupted video posting schedule. Let's see, what do we got? As always, if you're new here, welcome to the challenge. Glad to have you along. However, make sure you're starting from the beginning. Otherwise, you'll miss the key concepts that help habit adoption, and none of what I'm going to say will make a whole lot of sense. So just look in the Habit Adoption Challenge playlist and start with the intro video. That's the one before day one. Day one is when you start using the knowledge. The intro video has a green start button on the thumbnail. That's the one you want to watch for the concepts, and that's important. That's really where you'll learn everything that you need to start the challenge. So let's look back at the week. Had a missed day on Monday, right? That's pretty easy to imagine. We're at the start of the week, right? We're thinking about all the things that need to be done. The habit execution failure on my part was caused by the anxiety of not getting to those things that need to be done, right? That's pretty easy to imagine. So if we take a close look at, that and why we're here and doing this challenge and tracking it this way, it's to diagnose what happened in these situations, right? So let's think about, okay, so we had a ton of things on Monday to do. Monday arrived and I needed to do them, and those things were on my mind, right? And then it started to feel like time was scarce. Like I didn't have time for the workout because I just really had to start on those things. And a big piece of that was I do a custom, pre-workout and recovery shake, right? And it takes me a little while to prep those. And, there's a few different ingredients and I mix them up. And if I have those to do before I go to the workout, then one, it feels like it's going to take time to do it. And two, if I don't have them ready, it feels like my workout's going to be more difficult. I don't like to go into the workout without that pre-workout shake. So you start to feel some friction, right? You start to feel some habit friction right there. And the question is, okay, well, then time starts to feel scarce. So how can we eliminate the time that's needed to go into it, right? How do we feel like we are being efficient, or that we'll have enough time to get to these things in addition to getting the workout habit done? And one solution that I know I could have implemented going into Monday, looking back at it, right, is just having a full prep of all of those inputs done on Sunday. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do, this makes a lot of sense, and this is a bit of a preview, right, for tomorrow's new concept. I'm going to make a habit out of doing the next day's prep, right? So we're actually going to add a line here, okay? We'll get into more of this on Sunday, right? But we're going to add a second habit. And that's going to serve a key function. And I'll actually talk about the detail of that concept tomorrow. But that's just something to watch out for, right? It's implementing something that will help the habit adoption. Really, all we want is the bracketing task and the habit execution, right? That's what strengthens the action. That's what strengthens the automaticity. So if there's something that is before that would make it easier, then that's a good thing to either have done or to make a habit out of doing as a part of that process or an input step to it. And this is all a very big preview for tomorrow's content, but just start thinking about these things, okay? In any case, I'm going to monitor what type of difference the prep on day 14 does for day 15, right? Because that's where I had the issue last week. So aside from that, everything was pretty good this week, right? It's pretty low friction. There's some fours. Okay, fine. It's a little tired. Thursday was the rest day, but that came in as feeling like a 4 if I was going to work out. So not a big deal there. And I can feel the automaticity building, right? I can feel the urge as we've gone along on these 2 weeks. I can feel that sort of natural pattern, that subconscious urge to throw my shoes on, to start the workout, right? It's happening on its own, and it feels weird when I'm not doing it. And that's exactly what we want. And that means the habit is starting to take hold. Some people might not be feeling anything yet, right? This can take different amounts of time for different people. If you have ADHD, you might not feel any difference at all. But keep doing this, and those connections, just like any other habit that you do have, those connections will start to strengthen, and you can trust that this is happening and that the automaticity will build, right? You'll always face the friction, right? At least to a certain extent. Maybe not, but likely you'll always face some friction about doing something that you wouldn't naturally do. But that's how we can set into these things, by this repetition, by bracketing the tasks, by using the end bracket to engage reward prediction errors. So we positively color each execution, and that just starts to feel better and better and better. So that's what I've got until tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we'll add that last concept that will make this last week really interesting before we get into the testing section. But looking forward to sharing that with you tomorrow. Let me know how things are going on your end. Any thoughts or issues or questions? I'm happy to respond to them and help out or provide, clarity anywhere I can, however I can. Happy to do that. So if that's how things are going for you, if it's going well, if it's not, just pipe in, please. Let me know how it's going. Thanks to all you new viewers out there and returning subscribers. I see you watching the videos. I've got some really cool YouTube analytics that show me a ton of stuff about what people are watching, where they're coming from, not whom, but at least anonymously what my viewer activity is like. So I see people jumping into the challenge. I see you watching the intro videos and starting, it's cool to be here on day 13 and see views coming in for day 5, 6, and 7. That's exactly what I wanted to put up here, right? Is to be able to serve anyone at any point jumping in on any day of the year, whatever year they're in, and being able to follow the same series of videos with me and the daily execution that I had in the same way, because it's all the same thing. It doesn't matter when you do these. I know we started our challenge on the 24th of July, 2023. It doesn't matter. It's 30 days. You punch in the date that you start, you punch in the habit that you want to adopt, and then follow the same series of videos, whatever that happens to be. So again, thank you. I hope I'm providing a ton of value to you all on this journey. If I am, hit a like button for me on any one of the videos or all of them. I won't ask you not to do that. And consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the other cool updates that I'm going to do. And speaking of which, my newest long form video will be all about, it's the start of my ADHD series. I have ADHD and I want to serve people both that do and don't have it from the standpoint of increasing focus and holistic quality of life around just our mental operation and mental fitness and mental functioning. So my latest video is going to focus on medication for ADHD, and specifically Adderall, right? Amphetamine-based treatment, which has proven to be effective. We know a ton about it, and I have been through a regimen myself, so I know exactly what to tell you to expect, what mistakes get commonly made when starting an Adderall regimen, and a little bit about why, if you are not ADHD, that you really shouldn't take this stuff. Like, it's not going to help you in the ways that you think it might. So that will be a very informative video. Leo has a guest spot in it, and I'm eager to share that with you all, but I need to film it, and that's part of what I'm going to do today. So looking forward to sharing that with you. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have an excellent rest of the weekend. Looking forward to seeing you here tomorrow so I can share that final concept and supercharge this habit adoption with you. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Talk to you.